And this is Bob McFarland again, and now is going to be my final video in this three-part series, and it is going to be about overcalls and doubles. Overcalls. Remember I told you that the overcaller is the opponent of the opener. So to overcall, uh, you need a good hand. You need a close to an opening hand, and you got to have a good suit. So this hand right here has 13 points and a good spade suit. So if his right hand opponent east bids, south is now going to overcall. And there's two reasons to overcall. One is our side may deserve the bid, but also it provides lead guidance in case we defend the contract. One of the great rules is when it comes to an opening lead, which is a totally different subject, uh, if your partner has bid, it makes it real easy. All you have to do is simply just lead what he's bid. You never go wrong with that. The rules for overcall is always bid with a 5-card suit, not a 4-card suit. And it needs to be a good 5-card suit. If it's a 5-card suit headed by a jack or a queen, that's not very good. Uh, what is good? 2 of the top 3 honors, 3 of the top 5 honors is usually a pretty good guideline. Look at that hand. The diamond's good? Yes, the diamonds are very good. 6-card suit with an ace, queen, 10, 3 of the top honors. That's definitely something that you would want to overcall. Now, at the 1 level, you can maybe cheat a little bit uh, down to possibly 10. It doesn't necessarily have to be 12, but at the 2 level, you need to have a pretty good opening hand, 12 to 13. And if you look on the back of your convention card under simple overcall, it'll give you the range for your overcall. A normal range is about 10 to 16. Less than 10, you wouldn't be doing it. More than 16, you'd be doing something else, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Look at these hands. Do we overcall a 1-club opener? Well, let's see. We got 9 and 1 point for the club, and we shorten clubs. That's good. When you say 1 point for the club, is if we assume we're going to get the bid with 1 heart. Yes, the Doubleton club is good for us. So that's at least 1 point. I hadn't told you about that yet, but that's at least 1 point. So yes, we would overcall, and mainly because it's a good suit. And it's one at the 1 level. But look at this hand. You got 5 and 5. So you got 10 points. But how do you like that heart suit? It's not very good. Remember, one of the things about overcalling is maybe we'll get the bid, or maybe your partner will lead. Your partner would be very disappointed if you had bid a heart and he led a heart, and the highest card you had was a jack. So, no, you do have 10 points, but not a good suit. Do not overcall at the 1 level. Would you want partner to lead a heart? No, it'd be pretty embarrassing. Uh, and you've got a pretty good heart suit, but you got to bid it at the 2 level. And do you have 10 points? And the answer is no. Uh, try not to uh, bid a 5-card suit with 10 points. And it's just, this is a rule. When I put it in quotations, it's kind of a jingle that I've heard. Don't give me that 5 and dime. 5 means 5 cards, and dime is at the 2 level. 10 points and 5 cards. Okay, let's look at this overcall. Uh, would you overcall 6 and 5? That's 11. Yeah, I would. Uh, 13 points on a good 6-card suit. There's a big difference in 6 cards and 5 cards. Okay, but look at that one. No, that's not a good suit. Queen empty is what it's called. Would you want partner lead diamonds? No. Okay, would you overcall this one? Yes, you got plenty of points and a good 5-card suit. and jump overcalls. That's normally a jump overcall is the same as a preempt. You're skipping a bid and it's weak. Okay, very weak bid. If we look on your convention card on the bottom right, you'll see two boxes checked. Hopefully, a weak jump shifts in competition and not in competition. So it doesn't matter whether the opponents are bidding or not. If you bid a jump shift, it should be weak. Examples of weak opening bids, you can see the hearts are very weak, but they're long. And that's going to prevent them from making a bid. And same thing with the diamonds. And the diamonds are very long. There's 7 of those. You could even open that hand with 3 diamonds. You might want to check and see if you're vulnerable. If you're not vulnerable, you certainly would do it. If you are vulnerable, maybe, maybe not. So what level do we overcall? Well, this hand, you can see you got 8 spades. You're golden in spades in your hand. You don't need any from your partner. You'd want to bid that as high as you can because it prevents them from getting to their suit. So I would jump right to 4 spades on that if I wasn't vulnerable. If I was vulnerable, I wouldn't do it. Jump to the highest level, and there's 4 spades. Pass or overcall. Well, you got a big hand, but you don't have a suit. So you're going to have to pass. And I know you hate to do it, but you're going to have to bid it. But you can bid one no trump on that, depending on whether you're vulnerable or not. If I was vulnerable, maybe not. But if I'm not vulnerable, I definitely would. And there's the box on the back of the convention card that talks about no trump overcalls. Now let's go to a completely different subject, doubles. The last bid that we have, talking about doubles, and they're used quite often. See, there's all possible bids of clubs and spades and hearts and diamonds and no trump. But there's one bid that's not on there, and that's in the front of that box right there, that red X, the double. So there's only 2 other words in the bidding language other than all those suits and no trump, and that's double and redouble. Doubles. Now, in the old days, Charles Gorin days, all doubles were for penalty. In other words, you bid a double that says, I don't think the opponents can make it, and I want to double it up. And hopefully they won't make it. But that's not the way it is today. Today, virtually all doubles are for takeout. What that means is not something you eat. It's you're wanting your partner to take you out of this double and bid their very best suit because you've got good cards in the other suits besides what the opponents bid, and you want us to get in the bidding with our suit. And then there's a power double that I probably won't go over. But just remember, we don't use penalty doubles anymore, and virtually all of our doubles are going to be takeout. It's rare that we have a penalty double, but occasionally, like one no trump, pass, and yeah, you can double that. And that would be, you virtually get the same hand as they got, and you don't think they can make it. But most of the suit bids, it's all for takeout. Notice that in this particular hand, the reason that there was a double is you had good support in whatever your partner bids. They don't bid diamonds because that's what the opponents have. So they're going to be either bidding clubs, hearts, or spades, and you got real good support in all of those suits. So you take out. Now, if it got more than 16, we do something different. But for right now, most of the time, all you'll have is 12 to uh, 16, and you just double in when your partner bids, then you pass and you take that score. So how do you know whether a double is for a penalty or takeout? Well, if it does not qualify for takeout, then it's for penalty. But most of them qualify for takeout. And there's 3 requirements of a takeout double. Neither the doubler nor his partner has previously made a bid. The opposing partnership has bid a suit, not a no trump. If you double a no trump, that's not a takeout double. And it's either the doubler's first or second turn to bid. It happens early in the bidding, okay? Takeout double. Who responds to takeout double? Well, your partner. And he's called the advancer because you're the overcaller. You overcall with a double. How does the advancer respond to a takeout double? Always bid, never pass. Never, never, ever pass. Unless, in the rare, rare occasion that he thinks he can set the bid that you have made. In other words, he converts the takeout double to a penalty double, and he better have long trumps. Normal response to the takeout double is to bid your best suit. So, East bids a club, you do a double, and the partner is going to bid his best suit, spades. It's not a 5 card suit. He's not guaranteeing 5, but he's pretty well guaranteeing 4. And so that's his best suit. And if you have 10 plus points, very rare that'll happen. Then you'd go up a level. That's maybe 10% of the time, at maybe 15 at very best. So we got a tricky situation here. What do? Your East bids a club, your partner doubles for takeout, West passes, and so now you got to bid your best suit. Well, your best suit is the club suit. So what do? Well, you can bid one no trump, but probably the better thing to do is just to pass and convert it into a takeout double. Now, a power double is when you have 17 or more points. It looks like a takeout double. It starts off with your partner doing a double. It looks like a takeout double. But after you bid, your partner comes back and bids again. So generally speaking, on a takeout double, after you bid, your partner is going to pass. The partner that made the takeout double is going to pass once you make your bid. That's the general rule. Occasionally he'll come back and rebid. If he does, he's at like 17 plus points. If he doubles and bid again, and so if he's got 17 points, then you kind of look at it and say, hey, what do we do here? Now I want you to look at this tricky situation. Uh, South bids a diamond. North deals, and he passes, and East passes, and South opens with a diamond short. He's in third hand. But then West bids a spade. And let's think about some rules. Your partner has opened, and you have 5, and 1 is 6, and 2 is 8 points. And yeah, you could bid 2 diamonds, but that's not, remember the rule, we want to stay away from diamonds and clubs. So we want to talk about the majors. Well, they got the spade major, and guess what you got? You got 4 of hearts. Well, you can't bid 2 hearts because the rule says in order to bid 2 hearts, you have to have 10 points and 5 of hearts. You don't have that. But you can do a double, and this is a new kind of double here. It's called a negative double. And this is the guy, Alvin Roth, that dreamed it up. And he said it's another type of takeout double. It's called a negative double, and it's one of the 4 conventions that I teach new players because it is used so often. A negative double, remember your first job is to try to find a major. They got the spades, so the question is, do we have the hearts? And the negative double says that you guarantee 4 hearts. So if your partner happened to have 4 hearts, we'd know where we want to go. But if he doesn't have 4 hearts, at least he knows you got 4. Okay, and there's on the back side it shows the negative double, and we do it through 3 spades. A negative double replaces the penalty double in many sequence and becomes a takeout double for the unbid suits, particularly the unbid majors. The double always promises at least 4 cards in at least one of the unbid suits. So to do a negative double, you have to have 6 plus points at the 1 level, 8 plus at the 2 level, and 10 points at the 3 level. And that's it for overcalls and doubles.